Good morning to you all. I'm Bernie Bro. I figure I'll do one more video before I go to bed. Uh, my office is being rearranged, so that's why you see a little bit of background and all of that. Anyway, you're not interested in that. But I want to talk about Mark Levin, just in case you don't know who he is. Mark Levin is a radio right-wing talk show host. He is one of the bigger names in talk radio, right wing talk radio. Probably not as well. No, probably is not obviously as big as Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity or even Glenn Beck, but he's in the next tier. That is sure in right wing circles keep or get drunk off of your Fox News, and that's where you get your news from, and you're one of those elderly people that's drunk on right wing ideology, who whereby you're retired and you spend your afternoons listening to Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, and then you go to bed at night watching Fox News, and you go to sleep with talk radio, and talk radio is on all the time. And if you don't have it on talk radio, you have it on Fox News. In between somewhere, whether it's online, on radio, or Fox News itself, there is Mark Levin. One of the most obnoxious, partisan, racist hacks around. And stupid. I mean, for all the faults that Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity have, and they are with fault with an endless list that goes on. I would say they should call in on their show. They won't hang up on you or insult you. I'll give the faint praise to Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity when it comes to this ability. They'll sit there and they'll talk to a guest, or they'll talk to a caller from the liberal left. I myself called Rush Limbaugh once. That was back in 1997. And anybody who listened to the radio show, depends on what side of the fence you're on. If you're drunk off of Rush Limbaugh, you would have the Rush Limbaugh won the debate. If you're in my section of the left, you would have thought I won the debate. And to tell you the truth, I won the debate. Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity ain't that hard to tear down with their arguments. Neither is Glenn Beck. Neither is Mark Levin. But Mark Levin is an angry little Grinch. And it just to hear him and his little partisan mindset lecture on the problems that's going on right now with regard to police brutality and regard to society's response to the police brutality and the protests. And what does he like to do? Oh, what Mark Levin does best. Just sit there and give you the talking points of the Republican National Committee of Fox News. Yeah, I mean, he'll just give you that take. And he has what's called Blaze TV. Are you familiar with Blaze TV? Blaze TV is is a network of conservative commentators. It was a merger between Conservative Review Television and the Blaze Network, or just the Blaze. The Blaze, that's what it was called. Glenn Beck's outfit. They merged, and now they're together. Which means that there was one more reason to lose respect for Glenn Beck. Him fraternizing with Mark Levin is one more damn good reason. But I am sitting there just ranting away instead of what I need to talk about regarding Mark Levin. So therefore, I will do that. On June the 6th, on Blaze TV, Mark Levin gave his little commentary, and you can see it on YouTube. These protests are not peaceful, and you'll see it on the link below. And he sat there and he basically told a damn lie, for starters. But hey, it's Mark Levin. I mean, of course he's going to tell a lie. He basically said that the protesters aren't peaceful, and more or less find it appropriate to basically attack these protesters. And he claims that all these protesters are violent and they're all rioting and they need to be dealt with. Well, they're not all rioting. Many of them and most of them are peaceful. Yeah, you got some opportunistic people that'll do the looting and everything, and they're wrong to do it. But here's the thing. Mark Levin wants to brush the fact to the side that a black man was murdered by a white cop because of the racism of the white cop. That's what it comes down to. Mark Levin is okay with police brutality. Mark Levin is okay with constitutional rights being stripped away from people. Oh, he'll give you the song and dance, the old patriot song and dance about how he loves the Constitution, how he loves free speech, and how he hates big government, and and he's just the arbiter of human rights, and nothing could be further from the truth. That son of a bitch on talk radio, since I've heard of him back in 2005, and is always, well, during the Bush years. I mean, he basically just cheerlead this insane Iraq war. And everything that the George W. Bush presidency were doing, all the criminals doing what they were doing in the administration, he cheerlead the domestic spying, he cheerlead the torture program, he cheerlead the preemptive military strikes, he cheerlead everything that the Bush presidency was doing. If he had a criticism of George W. Bush, it was he probably showed too much restraint. Mark Levin is a bloodthirsty piece of crud. The guy who claims to love small government wants the U.S. to invade the U.S. He wants to clear the streets of protesters. To him, everybody protesting against police brutality is Antifa. And he's either ignorant or a liar. I would say he's both. And basically, he thinks they're all either a bunch of revolutionaries trying to overthrow the U.S. government or a bunch of opportunistic looters, or both. And some of the comments, down, I mean, and one person that pretty much say, go ahead and be violent to them, in so many words. Mark Levin is all about violence. He's about suppression. He's about, the only people he cares about are the super wealthy corporatists, the military industrial complex, and the deep state that props up corporations here in the U.S. and abroad at gunpoint and engages in crimes against humanity that we all know are called neocon wars. He is the worst of the worst. He is scum. He's go to hell, Mark Levin. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Just go to hell. If you like what you heard, feel free to subscribe, comment, share this commentary and all other commentaries I have. Help make this page grow. Once again, peace. And don't believe the lies of the corporate media for which Mark Levin is a part of.